All right, guys, this is Attack on Productions. We've got our championship match.
I'm just saying.
One of our opponents is too busy talking about Magic the Gathering to focus up. So this is Tanner from the TCGNN Network, and this is going to be a great match. We've got Goku versus Toppo. Yeah, let's get into it. Live commentary.
No, not really, Tanner. I'm going to be here for it instead. Wow, I wouldn't mute for a second. That's weird. All right, hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack on Productions, like Tanner had just said. This is Bancroft today, and I have Fluff with me as well.
What's up, people?
And today we're being joined by both Tanner and Jake from the TCGNN podcasting. What's the NN stand for? Actually, I never actually asked you guys that.
News Network. Trading
Network.
Card Game News Network. We just aped CNN.
Hey, that works for me. So this was the finals at our locals. And it was both you as in Jake, and Fluff in the final rounds.
And then I'm the beautifully balding bastard sitting on the edge there.
You know, with editing, they probably don't see you. Just saying.
Then the magic of editing is in my favor this time.
But so both you guys in this case were 2-0. Now, granted, there was another player who was 2-0 as well, and just to get out there, I played against him, and I ended up beating him. I was not a 2-0 at the time. I was a 1-1, which allowed this to be the final round instead.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was kind of a cluster, to be honest.
Bandai,
Standings there.
if you're listening, please give up on your rating system, the current way you're doing pairings. Just adopt Mantis. It's smoother, it's cleaner, it's more fair. Just please give up on the current system you guys are using. And Fluff charges an energy, starts his turn with Casserole.
Fluff, I was so shocked when you charged that. I really was.
Honestly, it's a good charge target if they're in my hand, because if they're in my hand, I can't play them off of Universe 9 Assemble. So 9 times out of 10, if I open a Basil or a Chappelle, I will charge them.
Interesting.
Yeah,
makes sense.
So you prefer to play him through the two drop.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't want to just play him for 2 if I don't have to.
Fair enough.
Kind of like charging your time agents in Vijx.
Yeah, if you
have your hand, yeah.
I mean, there's no way to put them back in the deck.
Jake,
so
that was also a disgustingly bad burst.
Oh my god, I was so happy to see an 80k, a Champa, and a Unison hit the drop area.
Yeah, I need cards in the drop area to fuel this deck strategy, but not these cards.
Not those cards at all. So I don't remember what my second match was.
Your first match was with me.
My first match was with you. I don't remember what second match was. But I obviously won it. I just don't remember what I was playing.
Do you remember who you played?
No, not even a little bit.
What happens?
Yeah, when you have all those cards that
So-
cost all that money, you just kind of forget who you play because you know you're going to win.
Yeah, I think I played Austin, if I'm being serious.
I played Austin, I think.
Yeah,
did you play?
Jake played Austin second round.
Oh, okay, then it wasn't Austin then.
Anyway, this turn 2 here was so strong. At this point, I start to panic, and from here on out, it's a comedy of misplays, and I'll walk you guys through it. Because this is just gross.
I honestly didn't know what to expect out of yours, so I think I just went with the as usual play. I didn't have the Vegeta in hand. I was like, we'll just do what we can. So I get a Universe 9 Assemble here, get the draw 2. I believe I play a Chappelle off of this.
Yeah,
So I know. Why does your life look like you have 5 life? It's just those white sleeves blend in so well.
Yeah. Here's Tanner not believing that card is as good as it really is.
I think it just goes back to how underrated this universe is, and nobody's talking about it. I mean, you'll see somebody post a Chappelle and be like, "This card's good," but nobody plays it. And you just execute it so well, and you talk about it in your profile video. It just really sets people off kilter. Like, it's hard to play against. I mean, no offense, Jake, it kind of set you off kilter.
Oh, it definitely did. And what's interesting is when we were brewing the deck, Fluff, I remember you were wavering between adding more of this card and adding Hyssop to the deck, and I was a strong advocate against Hyssop. And I think Chappelle has kind of proven me right on that, even though he does wreck me this game.
Yeah.
But
The Hyssop is good in certain situations, but I really just the
so
big
here's
thing.
my.
Oh, go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say the thing that this deck does, and I've said it multiple times, is this deck forces you into making a series of what I refer to as bad decisions, where they're not necessarily the wrong decisions. It's just not your optimal decision. And this deck just makes you make a series of those.
Right. So my first misplay was comboing with the Nappa. It actually turns off another card in my hand that you'll see next turn. And with that turn 2, I'm completely in panic mode. I need to defend my life, and it's not looking like that's going to be possible.
Yeah.
I almost literally slapped you across the face to try to get you to stop freaking out, but you were too far gone.
Very tilted, very tilted.
But
So
that's what this deck does. That's what Fluff does as a player, and he plays well.
Yep, and this was incredibly tilting. Resting the blocker as it comes out for free. That's also the only battle card I can play this turn, even though I played it for free. So now I make the mistake of swinging. Chappelle gets to tap one of my energy, and I have 2-drop cards in my hand that I would like to cast. And this turn right here literally put me so far out of the game mentally that even if I made the correct plays from here on out, I don't think I could come back.
That's it.
Just from my mental state.
This turn disrupts tempo so hard against most matches that people really struggle recovering from it. And it's not that the Toppo boards are unbreakable. It's just that it puts so much pressure during that second, third turn that people really struggle to recover from it.
Also, I had a quick question on that attack. Were you trying to would you have comboed up as well though? Because he was at 20,000 at that point too.
To do damage?
Yeah.
No, I just need cards in the drop area and want to draw a card.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at this board real fast, Fluff. It's like you've got a card that you get to choose to tap an energy when somebody attacks. You got a blocker. It's just disgusting. You've got your Toppo locked and loaded, your Unison's accruing markers. It's just disgusting.
It's kind of the I'm sorry. It's kind of the reverse of our Black Broly game, where you in this game are everywhere at once, and I am floundering trying to find responses. Here I combo with a red and a green for Arrival. When's the last time you saw someone do that?
Yeah.
Set 7.
Very, very desperate.
So that literally, you lost 2 cards in your card economy there, which is what I want you to do. I want you to be able to do that. And plus, you tapped out, so now I can play another Chappelle.
I was about to ask you, you chose the blocker just because you didn't want him to block it, but the Chappelle's what hurt you on that turn.
Right. Exactly. I'm making the precise wrong move at every turn. There's misplay 4.
And I'm making you choose between going after the Chappelles, going after the Unison, or going after the Toppo.
And I have to pressure Toppo to win. I have to get the Unison off the board if I ever want to untap energy again. And yeah.
Yeah. So now this is going to force you to play. You're either going to swing and tap 2 energy, or you're going to pay all of your energy and leave yourself defenseless, essentially.
Right, and that's why I'm the asshole taking the cards from the table, because it just blows my mind that once Fluff establishes 2 Chappelles on board, that essentially 3 mana is 1 mana, 4 mana is 2 mana, etc. You have to be so inefficient or just make really out of sync plays to avoid losing that energy, because you don't want to lose it for nothing. So you'll force a 2-drop out or force a 3-drop out. That's not necessarily on curve or optimal. And it just blows my mind that Chappelle triggers twice, but that's why I read the card. It does.
Yeah.
Read your cards.
If you have 3, it will rest 3 on the first attack, which is just disgusting. Now, at this point, I've burned through all 4 Chappelle, so Chappelle is a dwindling resource at this point. But I've really done. By this point, they've done what they needed to do. they threw you off tempo for that turn, which really is in itself just it's enough.
Yeah, I think Chappelle
Turn-
gets you into those later turns.
Turn 2 in this format is so important that if you make a giant mistake like I did on turn 2, don't expect to win.
You can come back from it. Just the stars have to align for you. I've seen decks come back from it.
Don't be upset when you lose, is I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can make mistakes in combat, you can make mistakes with attack targets, and those are more forgivable, but making mistakes with your energy economy is very, very punishing, especially against a player like Fluff and especially against a deck like Toppo Lock.
Real quick, that leader, is he a hybrid, draw 2, or 2 energy by any chance?
So the way he works is if you have a battle card KO'd, you can awaken him at any life total. And when you use that condition, he untaps 1 and draws 1. But if you awaken just from being at 4 life, he draws 2 and restands no energy.
Okay.
So I didn't know what the end game of your deck was, but in my head, I'm going good red green. What does good red green have? And I'm like, okay, I've seen the arrival, so maybe he's going to. I honestly didn't know what to expect. And once I realized what you were doing, it was almost comical because I had no idea. Like, because I hadn't seen you play this deck all night.
Yeah, this was definitely spicy on your part, Jake. As always, you're bringing the Cajun spice, man. Like, you see what a lot of people don't.
I just forced you to tap out 3 because you didn't want to lose 1 energy to Chappelle.
Right.
I don't know if that was choice, but you could have just tapped 2. And now you're going to swing at Chappelle, which protects my life. Like I said, that Chappelle has already done what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Ooh.
3 more rough mills.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely on my side here. I don't remember if Yep.
Yeah, and this bodyguard Legic does no work for me this game. Yeah, much better play, Fluff.
Yeah.
When you're in control of the board, a 20k double striker is only going to give you resources.
Right.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
And I just know at this point that you're not going to get that double strike in on me.
Not if you don't want me to.
Right. And it's funny that I kept my life where it is, not because I realized what you were playing, but just because I was doing what this deck does.
Honestly, I think if it's possible, you might have improved with Toppo Lock from 2 weeks ago to last weekend.
Yeah, I definitely. One thing that's really actually helped a lot has been going back and watching matches like this, where you can really analyze, like, this was a mistake. Like, this was a mistake for you to swing at my Unison. That Unison's not controlling. It doesn't hurt you.
And it's never going anywhere. It has 5 counters.
Right.
It's the same situation with Black Broly. Once my Goten Unison hit 5 counters, so what have we learned, class? 5 counter Unison, leave it alone.
Leave it. Yeah. And I mean, the Gogeta's -4 is not really all that. It's not really all that detrimental to you, because, like, I'm going to prevent you from. You're only going to be able to restand 2, but then you're going to charge a 3. You're going to have 3 open energy, and the way that your deck plays, I just don't think you need 4 energy on turn 4.
I don't. If you watch the game I play with Austin, my turn 4, I play a free blocker, swing, and pass.
You left all 4 open on that one.
Yeah. I think I'll let you have the Chappelle, because it's already done what it needed to do at this point. And yeah, you swing into the Unison here.
Yeah. At this point, I'm just grasping at straws, trying to do anything. And if you -4 me and get to keep the Gogeta, I'm done for. Sorry, Bang.
Pass your turn without increasing your Unison as well.
Yep. Mistake 5. Or 12, I guess.
I thought that was how you. I thought that was how you got rid of the casserole.
No, it
Maybe I
popped,
was mistaken.
popped one of his own cards.
Yeah, I can only pop one of
I
mine.
don't remember how the casserole got removed.
I think you comboed with it
I might have.
to not take damage.
Hey Jake, does the Dredge Crew leader remove unisons as well with his backside ability, or is it just battle?
No, just battle cards, and that's why I play so many unisons in this list, because I can remove the board and hopefully still have something around to swing with.
And I just know here that like I want to keep my board as shallow as possible because I know at any point you can blow up the board. Like I said, I wasn't thinking about what your actual end game in this deck is. I was just like, okay, at any time he can blow up the board. So I was like, what can I do as cheaply as possible for as little as possible moving forward? And I actually think moving forward, one of the things that I'm going to do, that Fu is going to get removed for the Mira Assault from the Skies.
Restand your energy.
To restand an energy in case I have to tap out my last energy on my turn to play it, to get a draw, to put pressure on.
I think that's smart. Your hand size is big enough with this deck. Fu isn't digging you too much deeper.
It is very shocking that Assault from the Skies does not get more play. It's a higher power level, it untaps an energy, and you still get one draw for it.
Dude, there have been so many times. There's so many times that I have played Fu and swung, and my opponent has had just one card to get past it. And like that extra 5,000 is a huge difference. Like,
I mean, for example, mine and your duel in the first round, you food, then you combo Bardock to the field. And I was able to just out combo that. I mean, I still lost that game, but
I would have beat you probably in attack earlier had I had the Mira instead of.
Is Assault from the Skies double strike as well?
Yes. So it's everything the same on Fu, except it trades one draw for 5,000 power and a restand.
A short little tidbit about that card. You know why I know that card's good? Because Thomas Higgins told me about it in Nats. And anytime he says a card's good, it's usually good.
Should always listen to Higgins. Higgins is like the best card player I know. And so here I'm expecting something big to come.
I mean, he can't tackle his Gogeta now, so.
That's right. Well, that's why I turned all big things. Like, I thought something big was coming, and I just didn't know what.
Honestly, Jake, at this point, I thought you may have started to get momentum in the game.
Yep.
You have board presence. I know Fluff's got you a little bit locked out, but Fluff's tapped out. But that just shows his skill level with Toppo Lock and Toppo Lock in general, that even with the board presence, he's still dictating the tempo.
Oh, and you almost won an attack with that card.
Yeah, I tried to. And really, Tanner, this is the turn in the game where I thought maybe I can come back. See, I do my classic turn 4 where I just kind of sit back and pass the turn.
But you did exactly what I wanted you to do that turn. You just didn't do a whole lot. And, you know, I don't think that was the wrong play. That was just exactly what I wanted you to do. You topoed, whatever, you can have it. I'm not going to swing anymore. I'm not going to put additional pressure. I'm not going to drop cards from my hand. I'm just going to kind of let you have it from here.
Had I not topoed here, would you have tried to kill me?
I would have pressured you, but I don't think I could have killed you this turn. It would have been a very different game had I been able to do that.
Yeah. This topo was a kind of a desperation topo. Not a high value topo.
Right. This is how Toppo Lock typically plays.
See, go ahead. Sorry, Fluff.
No, this is just how Toppo typically plays. It's just me dictating the pace of the game.
Honestly, I've started to think this about Toppo. Sometimes not playing Toppo and this is a controversial statement, maybe that puts your opponent in a worse spot because Toppo keeps them from overextending themselves and making a bad play.
Yep.
Sometimes it's okay to let your opponent put themselves in a bad hole because they think they've got advantage in Toppo. Not in this particular instance, but I have held off a Toppo just to make a player overextend more than the 2 cards they may have extended by playing Toppo and swinging once.
Right there, I noticed the top card on your drop area. It was then that I noticed that card, and I was like, shit.
Head giveaway.
Yeah, I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna get Kaioken this turn.
You did
so
like probably a whole turn ago.
I didn't notice it. I think it was about this moment that I noticed it, and I was like, oh crap. Because I would have probably activated Vegeta's -1 effect had I known.
Yeah. And at that point, I'm just screwed, right? I just kind of have to swing at Vegeta with Toppo and Gogeta and my leader and hope I clear it. And then we have another turn, which, frankly, I didn't think I could survive.
Yeah.
That 8 made me sad.
But also, I realized then, like, this is where I started to feel really comfortable. I knew you were going to put all of your baskets in that. And I was like, okay, I think I can handle a Kaioken. It's going to be difficult, but I think I can.
This Kaioken doesn't have deflect, does it?
It does.
He does.
Oh, okay. Oh, but
that's why I couldn't rest mode it. Yeah. But now I have a blocker on the field.
In hindsight, do you think there is another opportunity you could play? And also, Fluff, you blew my mind when you said you could play the counterplay even without generating its effect.
Yep.
Or you get rid of that one card right there, right? That's the card you get rid of, right?
Yeah, that one.
He gets rid of a lot of stuff here.
I've got
them.
I think I have 3.
You rip 3. So I think you grab 2 of the super combos and you grab the Vegeta Final Flash.
Yeah.
But to clarify, you can play that Vegeta, you just don't get its effect because the card has been played. That procs the counterplay ability. You just don't get to choose that card.
That card is unaffected by the counterplay.
See, I always thought Deflect just turned off the counter window entirely.
No.
But that was something that I learned out of this just watching this game.
And it's at this point I know that I'm pretty much screwed. I've seen Fluff's hand. I know he's got a lot of gas. I know his deck runs tons of effects that turn off battle card skills. And basically my only hope is to just come in with the team and hope I get there.
So I took the 3 here.
Dual triple attack, double strike, right?
Dual attack. So triple strike, dual attack.
Yep, and plus 25,000 power for each life you pick up. So right now he's 100, and I'm just comboing in.
This is your biggest. This is the biggest like mind fuck to me because you did not combo. You didn't realize that I didn't activate blocker. It should have been an indication that I had something.
Yeah.
So you did that, and then I just rest mode the Gogeta.
Yep.
And then turn off skills.
Yep. And at this point, I'm tapped up. I have no way to deal 2 damage, and the game is over.
Here's part of the card shit right there.
Goku's power was like 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Why keep comboing?
Yeah. You saw his hand. You knew there's no way he could have gone up to that point.
Like, I'm telling you guys, the
it just threw him
mental
off.
state.
Fair
negative mental state. And I'd like to do maybe a video about it.
Yeah, you have 1 card left. You have no energy. Yeah.
I was really hoping to Mecha Kubora his
So realistically, he could have blocked the first attack.
Mm-hmm.
You would have swung with another attack. He could have comboed with 1 card depending on what's in your hand, but we did know you have Spirit Fist. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't think that it would have made much of a difference because I was going to go big next turn. I was going to hit him with the Vegeta combo.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably going to Basil him to prevent everything from standing back up, having a triple attack that can just swing for 25,000 multiple times.
So I guess what I learned from this video, and maybe if you're kind of a player like me that's prone to tilting, when a person just completely dunks on you like this, try not, at least me personally, I always feel like, man, like, I'm bad. Like, this person is, like, smarter than me or whatever. And really, you just have to realize that it's just one game out of however many you're going to play. Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you don't.
There's
Well,
a sports
just-
analogy.
Maybe
Oh, go ahead.
turn that anger into respect for your opponent. Maybe try and learn something from them.
But honestly, like we've had games where you make me feel bad, where like and we just have that back and forth, where like we will just occasionally dunk on each other, where and then sometimes we just have grueling matches where it's either person.
Yeah,
But
it could go either way.
I mean,
But-
Jake, you touch on that. Like in sports, they just bury the game film is what they say. They just take it away,
Yep.
destroy the tape, and move on to the next one if there's nothing to learn from it besides I got super tilted.
Well, I don't think there's nothing to learn from it. I saw what I did when I was tilted, and I can see the horrible mistakes I make when I'm not thinking clearly.
But this is the position that I was in when we were commentating the Black Brawly Toppo lock match, because like I was just sitting there like, why did I play like that?
Mm-hmm.
And just when something throws you off, it just throws the whole matchup. And that's what Toppo is designed to do. If I can do that one thing that throws someone off for the rest of the match, then it's good. Like, and
On that note, because it's getting close to the 30-minute mark, I'm going to go ahead and wrap
Yep.
this video up real quick, guys. Like always, you guys enjoy our content, hit that like, subscribe button. Put down in the comments down below anything you want to see us make or even potentially build. That's the same thing as make, so I'm getting a little redundant. Doesn't matter. Don't forget to check out TCGNN. Their channel will be listed in the description down below. We do podcasts with them, and they do their own podcast as well. So give them a listen, subscribe, help them out. And I think that covers it on my end. I just want to say both Tanner and Jake, thanks for coming out. Jake, thanks for commentary. Tanner, thanks for commentary as well, since you weren't really fighting, but you were the commentary in the duel for a moment.
Told you one way or another, buddy. Live commentary.
And if you notice that Bancroft always cuts me off, leave a 7 in the comments below. I just want to see that.
Most commented on video ever.
Yeah.
But go ahead and lead us out, Fluff.
All right. As always, breach cards, no plays, fluff out.